Hello, everybody, and welcome to...
Where in the world?
Where are we going to today, Benjamin?
Fraser Island, Australia.
That's right. Can you just scooch a little bit? There you go. Okay, so we are going to Australia today. And so I have been here, although that is not anyone I know. It's just a random picture. So, about the area, Aboriginals called the island Kagari, which means paradise, and is the largest sand island in the world. So, this entire island right here off the coast of Hervey Bay is all Fraser Island, and it's just a sandbar. There's 350,000 visitors annually, and there are no paved roads anywhere on the island except if you're staying in a resort, and I did not stay in a resort. So, you can only drive a 4x4 car. And the sand dunes move as much as 3 meters per year. So this is the entirety of Australia, and Fraser Island's right here. So some of the history of it. So it's believed by scientists to be created by sands flowing from the desert in New South Wales, which is just below it, the province below it, and washed into the sea by rivers for over 800,000 years. And who was it discovered by?
Captain James.
Captain James Cook in 1770, and then it was named after Elijah Fraser, who was the wife of Captain Fraser, and she got shipwrecked on the island in 1836, and then she was captured. It was formerly used for sand because it's a sandbar and timber mining, but it's actually been a World Heritage Site since December of 1992. This is
Highway 1.
This is Highway 1. So this is what the highways look like on Fraser Island because it's all sand. And so you literally just drive on the beach.
Drive on sand.
Drive on the sand. I took this photo. This one was me. Where does the water come from? So the island sits on a huge reservoir of fresh water. And the only way it gets its fresh water is from rain. And so this is Lake Mackenzie. And there's more than 40 freshwater lakes. Now, the water here is so pure because it only comes from rain that it's actually like you can see straight to the bottom of some of the creeks. And it looks like it's dirty because it looks like there's film on top of the water, but it's not film. It's actually the sand so down deep in the water. So it has more than 40% of the world's perched lakes. So basically, the lakes are completely isolated from any of the groundwater because the sand is so packed and there's this layer of organic matter. So the water just it's like a little bucket and the water's just perched in there. And then what's the largest creek on the island? Eli Creek. It's the largest on the island and it releases 120 million liters of fresh water into the sea every single day. And I'm going to show you a picture of it next. Who's that?
You.
That's me. This is Eli Creek. And so when it's really high, you can actually raft down it. It was pouring while we were there, so that's why I got my hood up. But there's all these like little entryways. And so that's almost up to my knees there. But it's this huge creek that goes all the way down and flows into the ocean. And it is home to one of the purest dingo strains remaining in Australia. Do you know what a dingo is, Ben? A dingo is a wild dog. That's a dingo. So you can only find dingoes in Australia, but most of them have actually mated and then had babies with dogs. And so it's very hard to find a pure dingo. But on Fraser Island, because they're trapped on the island because there's an ocean around it, it's actually a very pure dingo strain. And so you actually have to be very careful if you stay in the resorts or if you go camping there because dingoes hunt in packs. And so if you leave your door open or if you leave food nearby, there will actually often be a pack of dingoes waiting to attack you. And so you have to be very careful around them. And so we saw this one from our bus and we weren't allowed out of the bus. We only saw the one. We didn't see a pack that time, but you can't bring any other animals onto the island because the dingoes will hunt it. But there is around 230 species of birds. And even though sand generally has no nutrients, and so it's usually really hard to grow in it, the island, because it has that organic layer kind of down below, there's a huge range of forests and there's giant rainforests on the island, which is really cool. And funny story we learned about this week. Do you remember how to say the ship's name?
Mahino.
This is the Mahino shipwreck. So it was actually a passenger liner in World War I. And then it got lost at sea in 1935, and it actually like washed onto the island. They were trying to bring it to Japan, but they couldn't get it out because it got stuck in so much sand, and so it was left to just rot and corrode. And so this is what it looked like when I was there in 2008, and this is what it looks like now. See, it's significantly deeper. A lot more of it is corroded away, and scientists think probably within another 40 to 50 years it'll be completely gone. Isn't that crazy? I know. And that's everything we have for you today. So we hope you enjoyed coming to Australia with us. It is a beautiful place. I haven't been there for a while, but one day. And we have our hats on today because today is what day? Hats on for mental health.
Hats on for mental health.
Hats on for mental health. So we hope everybody's staying well and feeling good. And we'll see you next week. Say bye.
Bye.